everybody, my name is Jessica Holyfield. I'm a professional dance choreographer and dance educator based out of the southeast of the United States. And we're going to be taking a look at Shinee's Dream Girl dance practice. I do know that the choreographer for this was Tony Testa, just like what he did for Sherlock, so I'm pretty excited about this. I was very much impressed with Tony's perspective of movement for this, and I'm very excited to see what happens here. I don't know if I've heard the track or not. And normally I try to find a demo or something of the choreographer around the era. I've already kind of done that on Sherlock, both a 2023 perspective and that 2013-2012 perspective. So we're not really going to do that. We're just going to look at the video today and do an analysis. So without further ado, let's go ahead and check it out. Wow. I just saw a focal point choreo that looks just like something that came out last year. Yes, we will talk about it. But we're gonna wait. You gotta enjoy this. Oh, bless them having to get so close to that wall and modifying it. I am very impressed with them for this. Wow. I bet this was really annoying to clean for them, I swear. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. It's that little glide, da da da, that part. Nice. Nice, I like that. Yes, as they slid through. Wow. This is great for live stage performances because it's mostly about making sure you handle that mic, not really the physicality of it. That is crazy. Oh my gosh, that was awesome. Now before we get into this, there is something that we have to look at. Okay, here we are. So there was a particular move in Shinee's choreo that they did in their course that it was this little toe tap variation, and I remember it being a focal point in 17's Got a Music. It was the first reaction I have ever done to 17, so it does sit more apparent in my head. So we're gonna look at it and then we're gonna compare it to Shinee's, and then we're gonna, and we're gonna talk about it. So let's look at it right here. That right there. That exact move. Let's look at it one more time before we go and see Shinee do it. And hit. Da da. Fun. Love it. 17. Love it. Let's go ahead and look at Shinee. You see that? You see that? Now, they slide it instead of tapping it, but that variation I have seen before. But here's the thing. Does it bother me? Never. It very rarely bothers me. There's nothing, here's the deal. There is nothing new under the sun. That variation, that was fine here. It was fine when 17 did it. It matched the track beautifully. Boom, boom, shh, boom. They wrote a different syncopation with it, but the pattern is similar. Similar enough for me to catch it. Whenever you deal with focal point choreos in K-pop, for me, I think that we have to be more, you're naturally more sensitive, or you're more exposed to it because that's the type of content that you're used to seeing. Just like with the dance major chugs that you saw from Sherlock, right? Like this whole mess right here. If you saw a boy group go and do chugs, you know, in their focal point choreo, it's going to be hard to not think of that. Does that make sense? And so for me, this little toe tap variation is definitely something that's noted in my head as a focal point in 17's track. Here, that is a focal point movement through the course. So that's just something, it's just a little observation I realized. You know, here's the thing. This is going to happen often, and it's not necessarily like a thing where it's a, how dare you use this? And there's a really good chance that they weren't even thinking about this at all when they made that. That's fine, because both are incredible in their own right, and it's okay, you know. And it's not even, I mean, the syncopation's different. They chose to slide it instead of tap it. It's fine. Guys, it's fine, you know. So I just wanted to kind of share that little tidbit. That's what it reminded me of, so you're kind of on the same wavelength as myself on it. This is freaking wild. With the micography on this is so cool. I think this is super, like, a really great middle ground, honestly. I think cheers to Tony Testa. Out of all the choreographers that I've been aware of who've worked on this kind of stuff, he has shocked me the most in terms of how his movement quality is as in isolation to choreo, to how he's able to do movement direction on groups. He is 2 for 2 on freaking smashing it. This is awesome, because what's great about this is the fact that you have them. They can sing this probably live very successfully, but it looks so captivating and full. It can be up there with the complexity of the density of people who have to go really full in their movement, right? This is amazing. You don't see Mike choreos like this very often, you know. You see like excerpts, you don't see it like as a whole concept, because they're hard to do, and I bet this was so frustrating to do as well. Sliding it around. Notice we immediately start with this illusion of taking it from one side and bringing it over to the other. It's cool, and he goes down and he picks it right back up. I bet they were stressed the entire time to make sure not a single mic stand fell, because if it fell, guess what? You got to start over. Miserable. You know what I mean? Love it. And he took it, he drug it, made it a thing. I love that they're holding it. Of course, when you deal with a cane, you deal with a stick, you deal with anything that is long and is an extension of you, it's a lot harder to have these clean lines. Notice they are just a smidgen off. It all depends on how you lean your body in it. So, I mean, they did a pretty freaking great job, though, of being still, allowing this to happen. This right here, how he picked it up with the foot is just amazing. Drops it down, and then he has to go and put that mic back on. Slides it through, does mirror it pretty well, great level representation. And they come back up, and I love how he lunged it in order to allow everybody to come right back up on it. It's great. And sliding it through that boom, and they come right back up. Super fun. Switch, and all that boom, boom, and bring it up and down. That's a Tony Testa pocket right there. I wouldn't even call it a pocket. It's just a movement quality. Sliding it through, very smart to kind of drag it from the bottom and like drag it across, and that be your motivator, and not having to like always drag it from behind. So it's just different. It's a fun way to do it. And right there's your little rotation. And they switch it to the sides. They slide it down to a new spot, and how they restate themselves is really important here, because they want to make it, I'm very clear I'm in my spot. And so leaning down, of course, you see some of them. One of them that is singing, his is leaned just a little bit more too far to one side. But I love the fact we have this accent movement quality happening over here. They branch away, and they come right back up, right here. Yep. 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. Yep. Oh, well, yeah. It's just fun. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. 6, 7, 8. So the choreography, when you just look at choreo and take the mic stands away, it's pretty simple, but it is still very, very enjoyable. The difficulty comes from the mic standography and everybody having to coordinate with it and not hit your shin against that freaking bottom of it. I swear. Goodness gracious. hitting it through. Look at him. He had to make a concession. He's a little too far from the mic stand, but he has to make it work. He has to grab it and figure it out, dropping it down. Because you know what? Because he had to grab it and make it look seamless. So he did a really great job in the concessions of that. Yep. And then, of course, them going and leaning it away really helps to be very, very clear who your feature is, because they're just standing or they're dragging it and making it a moment. I love that. That's the cleanest line I think we've seen. That is gorgeous. God, it's gorgeous. Now, this part right here, I don't know if everybody was supposed to do it at the exact same time. I was saying boom, maybe. They branch it out to the side. Of course, some have it a little bit more tailored to the 45, some closer to that, you know, way further down. Just in a general note, I do love how it branches away. Like, yes, it's simple. Yes, they do the leans, but it's still very impressive. How they get in and get out is very tricky, and they're doing a fantastic job with it. I swear. It's great. I think there was a little slip moment there, but that's fine. He did a great job sliding it down, and then they go, and then they invert it. That's cool. Like, that's just different than what I'm used to seeing when you do mic stuff. And it may probably make sense. I mean, there's probably not a lot of these out there. Just like you have freaking groups doing Heelys. Goodness gracious, some of these companies needed to calm down back in this day and age, I swear. But the mic stands is still freaking cool, though. I really hope to see more stuff like this in the future. That is a tough ask, though, because it's like the amount of discipline needed to, and the amount of frustration I have to go through to get this to look decent is tricky. But yeah, nice. They go and they drag. So they're doing a good job of at least trying to get everybody transitioning around the same range, you know, getting from point A to point B in a reasonable amount of time, which is good. Sliding over to the side. Now, I like the balance of this, having your feature over here, where the first time they did this pre-chorus, your feature was over on stage left. So I very much like this choice. They come back up. It does showcase it and make it look a little different. It's nice without having to learn too many new things. Jogging, and then right here, now they make it a little train, and I really like that choice, which is really fun. It does remind me of the format, like what ATEEZ did for Bouncy. Like, they all made it neutral and facing the front, and then the second time they made it a little conga line action. I like it when groups do that, because you're doing the same choreo, but you have to subtly convert it based on where you're going. So it's fun, and it showcases the movement in a very captivating way without it being too much mentally as a mental load in learning more in a density concept, in like context, you know? So I like this right here. Woo, very nice. What if he dropped the mic? Oh, bless it. That would have been awful, because if the mic stands worked, but then he dropped that mic, nice little renaissance going to the back. That was really fun to see. Yeah, da-da, train girl. Love that. Of course, now we're going more into the dance content, but then notice that great flexibility on that shoulder, because you'd be shocked at how many people can't touch their back of their shoulder like that. It's great. Dragging it through. Love the energy of this here. My one note, though, doesn't feel a little bit off-centered. A little. But it could be a multitude of factors. Like, for me, it doesn't really bother me as much because they did such a great job on the formation side in terms of the mic stands. But they did a pretty good job on this. Yeah, sliding it through. Love that energy, bringing it through. I love that kind of add-on or that ripple. That was a great ripple. Sliding it in, and of course everybody dropped down. He's finishing up his note. We have Minho begin his feature, traveling through. I love that little sound and how they all moved. That was great. Great call there. Yeah, and they go bah bah. Love the accents. I love the energy they have on this. That ding ding ding, push it out. Really great to see. Yeah, right here, da 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 da, and they match. Oh, that's cute. They match. I love the energy. And then they had to take it and they drug it down. Love that. Great accent moment here, and everybody branches away and everyone's making their own choices. I mean, yeah. And some are going up, some are going mid, some are dropping down. I love it, having your feature branch away from everyone. Then they're all circling around this mic stand circle of life, and it's so good. It really is. Every chorus is subtly different, and they did a good job with making it look different without the strenuousness to have to compensate for that. They let the mics and they're singing, and they let the formation do the talking more so than having to learn new content. I love that. And it's right here. Oh my gosh, like this is so impressive. Honestly, kudos to Tony for this, for real. coming up with this type of concept. Of course, you can see there's a bit of an overlap that's happening right here. That's just what happens sometimes. And they have to adjust it. Yeah, the bump, and they have to have a nice little pep in their step as they transition. And then having it finish it out, turn, what if that fell? Bless it, close call, right? And then having that boom, 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 really nice to see. Na, 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 na. That's really, really fun. Like, in general, definitely they get a 10 out of 10 for this. This was really fun. And if I saw this in 2024, I'd probably feel just as shocked. You know, like, this is really, really impressive. And what a way to just showcase a different concept. Well, the concept really of this track is similar to some of other tracks that we've heard from them. But this one in particular really stands out, obviously because of the prop, but more so because of the presence that they've been able to carry by using that prop and making it look seamless, because I know it was a nightmare to clean. That was awesome. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch. If you want to see more Shinee, I have so much of it on Patreon, and I do release it periodically on YouTube as they have comebacks. So if you are an individual who wants to get in on the action and see all of the Shinee reactions I have, good chance Patreon is where that is going to be. It's a great place to go and hang out. But I will also be hanging out on YouTube for discussions and things of the like. So once again, I am Jess. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch, and I will catch you on the flip side. Bye.